Hey guys, Christian Duke from StrengthAddicts.com. We're here with Cedrick McKinney and Dustin Homan, and we're talking about backstage, offstage rapport between the competitors. You guys have competed before, and you guys are actually talking about some of your previous competitions. So how does it go? Like he beat you when?
Yep, he beat me in the Lansing. And then we competed again at the Michigan, and I beat him in the Michigan. But we still have that camaraderie, friendship. We met at the Lansing show, so it was the first time we met, and we just enjoy competing against each other.
Yeah, because
you always know who the competitor's going to be. That you can really size up guys, and I mean that's just the way it is for me. I looked at him right away and I said, "There's my #1 competition," and that's okay. That's personally, I like this physique the best. So when I seen him, I was like, "Oh, you get a little nervous, but you still go in there wanting to compete, and you don't win them all, but in the end, you become friends, and then I can get some of his secrets, and so maybe some supplements once in a while. You got some free samples all the time, so it's another good thing. Absolutely.
Excellent. So just I got to move the camera here just a little bit, but talk to us a little bit about the backstage rapport. I mean, here we're talking about an example of two guys that get along, that are competitive, that have good physiques, that bring it to the stage. But let's also talk about some of the stuff that's not so pleasant. Do you run into like cattiness? Do you run into like a little bit of rudeness backstage? And how can someone be proactive in dealing with that without falling prey to becoming part of that vicious cycle?
I haven't really felt a whole lot of cattiness or anything in the physique division.
Okay.
From my experience, backstage with a lot of people back there, I've seen more people come together,
Cool.
giving each other tips and helping each other out. Even like warming up backstage.
Help each other, somebody's got oil in my back, it's just the reality of it. But not only that, men's physique, it's a little different. We're not as stressed backstage. Like when I did a bodybuilding show, you could just feel the difference of, emotions, and people are depleted. We're really back there like laughing, joking, talking about what we're doing. We train a lot differently. You see what everybody else does, but I never really have a problem backstage. You run into some attitudes, but hey, I forgive and forget. Nobody really rubs off on me the wrong way unless I let them. So other than that, I've met some of my best friends doing this, and I really enjoy the guys.
Okay. Do you talk to us a little bit also like about just the idea of being able to like disconnect from competitive life like you are right now? Like right now, is there like an on-stage mode? Is there a point in time when it's like kind of like tunnel vision where it's really everybody just disappears around you and it's just you and that stage?
Yeah. Yep. That's the moment I step on stage. I can't hear anything. I don't know how we hear what it turns. Really, it's deafening. I'm in this zone, and I'm just trying to practice what I practice behind the mirror. Make sure I'm smiling, make sure I'm walking right. Nobody else matters. And like this year, as I go into it, I want to go into these shows with no cares, just coming in at my best, and only performing at my best and having a good time up there. Because in the end, that's all you really have is what you put in. And so you gotta have a good time, but you really don't hear anything. Shit, I don't hear anything. I don't know about you, Dustin. I'm in a tunnel vision, and when I'm up there with these guys, I'm hard, and I'm trying to stay focused and just work on what we practice so hard on. So
yeah, I get that tunnel vision that you're talking about, but I can always hear my dad. He's always out on stage or out in the crowd, and I can always hear him yelling for me. So every time he yells my name or whatever, it reminds me, you gotta smile big, I'm just out there doing my best.
Good stuff. And then also, like, I guess the last thing I'd want to ask you guys, as far as being on stage in a like, let's say like not the Michigan, but let's say like the Grand Rapids or the Lansing, like a smaller show where you may have, and I don't mean a small show, just smaller show, where you may have people in the audience compared to a national show where you may not hear your dad or you may not hear your girlfriend. What does that do? Does that tunnel vision help you process the fact that you're there with a mission? Or how do you deal with that? We're going from a venue where there's 100, 200 people to a venue where there may be like 1,000, 2,000 people.
Yeah, like at the national level, the crowds are so big out there where you're not gonna be able to hear everybody out in the crowd. But you usually have a couple people there that'll cheer for you. My main focus there when I'm at a national show, the judges are right down in front, and I just want to focus on them. And that's what I'm focused on, is the judges, making sure I'm looking at them, each and every one of them, smiling at them, and I want them to notice me. I don't want them looking at anybody else on the stage, I want them looking just at me.
Right, good.
And for me, national, I only did one national show, junior national, but they move so fast. I mean, if you're going to show them what you got to show them what you got real quick. So you better be focused. I mean, you're out there, you're front, you're back, and you're off stage. I mean, yeah, so you really have to give it your all, because you don't know if you're going to get another look into maybe the last call out, which unfortunately happens, and national level is a whole other story, so you have to come with it.
Okay, so last question. If someone has done the prep, they're cut up, they've got their trunks, they've got their color, but they're just real scared of getting on stage, what should they do?
If you ask me, if I'm real scared, yeah, you practice. You know what? You only go out there for yourself. Yes, it's okay to be nervous. I'm nervous as hell when I get out there on stage. I'm sweating, sweat coming down. I mean, I sweat profusely up there. But you know what? When it comes down to it, you're there. You put all this work in. You put it behind you. You don't care what anybody thinks about you, because they're not up there. You're up there. So you got to work it. And, you just leave all that behind and don't worry about anybody's cares, and just enjoy yourself and go out there and compete and put a smile on your face.
Yeah, for me, I take that nervousness and I basically turn it into energy, and I go on that stage and I just love being out there. My very first physique show, was the Lansing Cedrick here, and I was really nervous at that show. And after that, I got off stage and did 5 other shows after that, and every single one, it was like, I want to walk out on that stage like I did.
That's right.
And I just felt like I belonged.
Okay, so Dustin Homan Facebook athlete page, right?
Yep, Dustin Homan Physique competitor.
Okay, and Evolution also?
Evolution, that's our new fitness line. You can find that Facebook page, Evolution Fitness Gear.
Okay, and then Cedrick McKinney, you have?
I have CedricFit.com, Energy Fitness, and the letter N, RG Fitness.com. I'd like to give a special shout out to Team Muscle Hustle.
Muscle Hustle, baby.
Yeah, it's Paul, my boy Paul Harris. He's going to be, if you don't know him, he was top 5 junior nationals. He needs to be up here because that guy's got a lot of knowledge, and he's a really good guy. So that's another guy to look out for.
Got a new pre-workout coming out.
Yeah,
coming out. Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold Classic. We're gonna be at the Arnold.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Arnold's a good time.
I want to give a shout out to All Max Nutrition. Thank you guys for everything. We handed out a lot of samples here today, so might be some more orders coming your way.
Good stuff, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.